Hey guys, it's operations time again. We're going to pick up train in progress already over here. We were going to be switching out a couple of cars at SoCal Edison facility in Westminster, California here. And like I said, we're already picking up the show in progress here. We've pulled up and we have dropped off that box car there, the rail box, back behind their locomotive here. We're going to head into the industry. We've got 2 cars we're going to be pulling out of there, and we've got 1 off-spot car. We're going to grab that guy first after we get the industry rep here to take the blue flag out. Let us in. So the off-spot is a gondola that's off to the right-hand side in the switchback here in the industry. We're going to grab that guy, pull him out, and then drop him off on the main line there with the rail box car. Then we're going to head back into the industry, grab our pickups. We'll get our tablet out of the way there. I use JMRI to do my operations. And what I do is I print to a PDF file from JMRI, and then I throw it into my Google Drive, pull it up on my tablet so I can have it handy while I'm doing switching. Alright, we've got our off-spot car over there. Now the reason we got to get him out of the industry is because the switchback inside of here can only hold 1 locomotive in 1 car, or 1 locomotive in 2 cars. So basically about 3 cars. So we're going to get him out of the way. Plus, we got to get him out anyway because we're going to be moving him from that right-hand side off spot over to the left-hand side over here where you see that other gondola. So we're going to have to do a runaround and get on the other side of this guy along with our boxcar there. So this is going to be a little bit of an abbreviated sort of op session. Well, not really abbreviated, but a little bit different. Because I am still waiting on my replacement ESU cab control unit that went on the fritz. And it has been sent off for replacement. There's a replacement unit on the way. I should have it here in a couple of days, but in the meantime I'm doing my railroad operations here using my backup NCE power cab, which is tethered. So it's a little more difficult to move around the layout. So that's why we're only doing this one industry here, and that's why we didn't see the train running out of the yard. Because I can't even reach around to the other side of the layout with the yard. And that tethered controller. Yeah, we dropped off our off-spot car there with our incoming rail box. We're going to go ahead and head back into the industry now. We've got enough room to grab both of our pickups. 2 gondolas there that you see off to the left. We'll grab those, and we're going to temporarily, when we pull them out of the industry, we're going to spot them on the incoming spur for reliable lumber, just to get it out of the way. This little section of operations here at SoCal Edison is part of a larger train, and we've already switched out one of the other industries, and there's some cars down at the end of the runaround, so we don't have a lot of room there. We just got enough room for the locomotive and no other cars. So once we pull these 2 guys out, you can see that first track right there behind the barbed wire or Constantina wire. Somebody's always telling me I'm saying it wrong. We're going to put these cars right on that first incoming spur off to the left. That'll give us enough room to head down and get the locomotive at least down into Huntington Beach, and then back up to Stanton to do the runaround maneuver, get on the back side of that rail box car. And you might notice a couple new palm trees there looking kind of plasticky. I did get another batch of palm trees off of Amazon. I'll put the link to those palm trees in the description of the video too if you're interested. There's a whole bunch of different types you can get, but they're generally pretty cheap, about 15 bucks or so for like 30 of them. I need to kind of spray those up a little bit. I tend to touch them up with my airbrush, paint the trunks so they don't look brown, because palm tree trunks aren't brown. And you might notice the new hedge over there kind of snaking its way in the background there. Well, I've got a batch of those the other day, so that snaking look is actually because that's the way they were packaged. I think I'm going to touch those up too. They look a little bit too green, and maybe glue some super leaf material to them. Alright, we can see we've got just enough room on that incoming spur to reliable lumber for these two cars. Now, we don't have them in the street, even though it's right at the end there. But we'll fit both of them in here, and we can actually get by with our locomotive. Go ahead and disconnect here. Back up. Flip the turnout, and then head down to Huntington Beach. Alright. Got the turnout flipped, or switch flipped. I use the terms interchangeably there. It's a switch or a turnout. I guess that depends on what part of the world you're in. I know I have viewers from all over the place, so I'll be multinational here. Alright, crossing the street here in Huntington Beach. And just off to the left is the end of the Huntington Beach line there. That's the way it is in the real world. It ends at Reliable Lumber. And you can see we've got a couple of cars already there right ahead of the locomotive. We got just enough room for the locomotive, so we can go ahead and switch over to the west side main line here. Come back across the street. We'll make our way all the way up the runaround to Stanton. That guy over there is still trying to get those girls to play volleyball. Alright, here we are at the other end. You can see the SoCal Edison facility. Pretty big. It's almost as big as the entire runaround. Now I do have a few plans for the facility here for some expansion. Back in my last layout update where I did an overview of the whole layout here, I did mention that the SoCal Edison facility here does take up a big chunk of my entire layout. And there's just the switchback in there, no other tracks. So what I'm going to do is add another spur in the industry there. I might liven things up a little bit. There you can see we've come around to the backside of our incoming cars, our incoming box car, and our off-spot car that's going to be repositioned within SoCal Edison. We'll push these guys forward and then head back into the industry through the switch back there and leave them on the left-hand side. Pretty straightforward operation here. And again, we're not actually in the street there off to the left. We've got just enough room for the locomotive and the two cars without having to jump into the street. And you can see the left-hand side of the industry here, right about where that transformer is. And someplace right there is where I'm going to put a left-hand turnout and have a second spur going off to the left. I've already got it, and just got to get around to doing all that work. The pavement there is drywall plaster covered in some acrylic paint mixed with glue to kind of keep it from chipping too much. But if I'm going to be putting a new spur in there, I'm going to have to get the Dremel out, and that's going to make a mess over here, so I'm kind of a little bit hesitant to get started on it. I'm procrastinating there just because I don't want to make a mess. So as you can see, the power for today's train is the Athearn Genesis GP40-2, Union Pacific, number 914. And he's running alone today. Again, that's because of my ESU cab control unit is getting replaced, and I'm using the NCE power cab, and for some reason I don't think it has enough power to run both locomotives on my layout. When I usually consist this one with the GP38 patched Southern Pacific, number 588. I tried running it a few times, but it tended to have some trouble. It would all the lights would start blinking, and it didn't want to run. I think it's just the unit itself was unable to power both of the locomotives. Just where it's actually located, it's actually on the other side of the layout is where the connection is, and we're kind of like on the opposite side. So that's why he's running alone for this op session. Alright, well, we've spotted our two drop-offs there. We just got to pick up our two pickups that we left out on the incoming spur for reliable lumber. That section before the street is owned by the railroad, not the industry. So we're able to drop cars off there and utilize it for our switching operations. Alright, we'll rev the engine up, release the brakes, make our way back up north. We'll call this a done little mini operations session here. Like I said, hope to have some more ops videos up later on this week once I get my ESU back in action. Guys, I hope you like that. Don't forget, if you are new and not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell button to get notified when I post new videos. Hit the thumbs up button if you like this kind of stuff. Hope everybody has a relaxing Memorial Day weekend, and we salute all of those that have given all for our freedoms. Don't ever give those freedoms up. Take care, guys. Bye.